Hi, welcome to Erin's World Famous. I'm Erin, and on today's episode, we're going to be making Instant Pot beef stew. Here's the list of ingredients you'll need to make today's recipe. For the full recipe, please check out the description below. To start off your beef stew, you're going to prepare your meat. You can either start off with steaks or chuck roast that you cube yourself, or I bought pre-cubed meat. Lightly season it with salt and pepper. Make sure to give it a good toss to coat all pieces. And then you're gonna go in with a little bit of all-purpose flour and do the same. Coating it with the flour is going to help thicken the sauce as well as saute it and get good browning on all pieces. After lightly flouring the meat, you're going to want to saute it in your Instant Pot. Use a little bit of neutral oil just to coat the bottom. And then you're going to sear the meat in batches, just because I don't think it'll all fit at once. Try to get it all in a single layer. That way you can get all sides evenly browned. This step of lightly browning the meat is completely optional. However, I highly recommend it as it just builds the depth of flavor. So once all your meat's sauteed, next you're gonna add in your onions. I'm using pearl onions. You can always cube onions or dice if you don't have the pearl onions on hand. I just happen to have them, figured why not use them. After you throw in your onions, next you're gonna throw in your minced garlic. Give it a good stir. And then you're also gonna throw in about a tablespoon or two of tomato paste. Stir it around, get it all mixed in good. And then next we're gonna deglaze with a little bit of red wine. After allowing your tomato paste to saute for about a minute, pour in about a quarter cup to a half a cup of red wine. After you've scraped all the fond off the bottom and you can start to see the metal again, next you're gonna pour in your beef broth. I'm using about 2 cups, about a tablespoon or so of Worcestershire. I diced up some fresh thyme, probably about a teaspoon there, and then a nice pinch of fresh chopped parsley. Give that a good mix, and then next we're gonna add our vegetables. Next, carefully add your choice of vegetables. I'm using carrots, a little bit of mushrooms, and then some baby golden potatoes. I chopped those in half just so everything's about the same size. Once all your vegetables are in, go ahead and add your beef back to the Instant Pot, all the juices as well, and give a good mix to make sure everything is coated and combined. I also forget to mention I was gonna add about a 3/4 of a cup of frozen peas. And then once that's all mixed, you're going to put the lid on, set it to sealing, and pressure cook for 30 minutes on high. With your lid on and set to sealing, you're going to cancel the saute function and turn it on to pressure cook, set it for 30 minutes, and then you just wait for it to be finished. After your beef stew has pressure cooked for 30 minutes, you're going to allow it to naturally release for about 15 minutes before allowing the rest of the pressure to release. Be very careful when you do so because it can be very hot. Once all the pressure is released, you'll notice the pin will pop down. To turn it off, open your lid. Careful, it's very hot. You can see it's still bubbling. Give it a stir. If you'd like it thicker, you can always add a little bit of a cornstarch slurry by mixing together like a tablespoon of cornstarch and a tablespoon of water. Once you stir it in, it'll give it thicker consistency, almost like a gravy. I'm going to add a couple of spoonfuls of the cornstarch slurry, maybe about 3 spoonfuls. Give it a good stir and then see where it goes from there. That should make it perfectly thick, but not too thick. If you don't have an Instant Pot, you can always cook this in a slow cooker. You can cook it on low for about 7 to 8 hours or high for 3 to 4. But I always like to use the Instant Pot. It's much faster and you get the same results. And here you have your Instant Pot beef stew. This recipe goes great with a nice crusty bread. If you'd like a recipe for that, please click on one of the cards at the end of the video. If you've enjoyed today's recipe, please like this video, subscribe to my channel, and comment on what you may like to see me cook next. But now it's time to eat. We'll see you next time.